The concept of inclusion is founded in human rights principles and is concerned with the achievement of equity in all facets of life. When examining inclusion in education, it is about every child achieving in a safe and supportive learning environment. The key elements to inclusive education comprise of providing access and involvement, valuing diversity, matching pedagogy with student needs, and delivering responsive programs. Inclusive education is about viewing individual differences as a prospect for enriched learning rather than a barrier to success. Therefore, in an inclusive classroom, every student knows what is happening, the curriculum allows for multiple means of representation and participation, and students can adapt to new learning environments effortlessly. Underpinning an inclusive environment is all members having a shared identity and belief that they belong in the school community. It is apparent that teachers bear the responsibility for implementing inclusive policies, and their attitudes towards inclusion influences their openness and commitment to its success. To create an inclusive culture, a resource has been developed for the classroom aimed at students. At the beginning of the school year, each student will be provided with a jigsaw piece which they can decorate with their strengths and interests. This is an opportunity for students to freely express who they are as a person. Once they have been decorated, all the pieces will be formed together as a mural on the wall, as can be seen in this example. At the core of this resource is the understanding that everyone in the class is diverse, and that is something we celebrate. As students are actively involved in creating the resource, they will feel a sense of pride in what it represents. A photo of the mural can also be laminated and positioned on the classroom door so that when students enter, they know they are coming into a safe place where they are respected as a learner. As students individually create this piece, this resource can be used across all primary year levels. Additionally, no student is disadvantaged in its use as they are the creators. This resource has been designed based on key Australian policies and standards. The first goal of the Melbourne Declaration on Educational Goals for Young Australians is that Australian schooling promotes equity and excellence. This involves providing students with access to high-quality schooling free from discrimination, which is reflected in this resource as no student is judged based on their culture, disability or background. Instead, these are seen as characteristics to appreciate and acknowledge. The guiding principles of the National Safe Schools framework are also echoed through this class puzzle. The framework stresses that for effective learning to occur, all members of the school community should feel safe and supported, and this is achieved through showing respect for diversity. Thus, the ultimate goal of the puzzle is centred on this framework as it demonstrates to students that everyone is a unique and important member of the classroom, creating an environment where students feel comfortable to take risks and partake in learning. Furthermore, this resource reflects the ideals of the Australian Professional Standards for Teachers, where Standard 4 necessitates that teachers create and maintain supportive and safe learning environments. This is achieved by showing students they are free to be themselves and that who they are is important. As can be seen, one of the most critical factors in the development of inclusive practices is the climate of the classroom. This involves the creation of a socio-emotional environment in which all students can feel psychologically safe, valued and accepted. A healthy class atmosphere gives students a sense of belonging and that they feel personally respected and included. The stability of the teacher-student relationship is essential to employing effective practices that support children's social-emotional development. It is apparent that young children need to form secure and positive relationships with adults they can trust. Consequently, the decision was made to create this resource as it shows students that the teacher values them. Additionally, it reflects the idea that everyone is an individual and brings their own strengths and abilities to the classroom. This enables students to see that although everyone is distinct in their backgrounds, capabilities and interests, they are still part of the same community, allowing a connection to be built between peers. Evidently, the need for belonging is an essential human motivator as is outlined in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It has been established that there is a strong connection between belonging and how students feel and perform in school, as students are more attentive and participatory when they feel included. Also, if they believe others at school are supportive of them, students will see that they possess the resources necessary to be successful. As a result, satisfying the need for belonging depends on personal interactions with other people and the development of interpersonal bonds. To encourage relationships, this resource can be used weekly during class circle time. Students can pair up with a new partner each week and share their puzzle piece, talking about their skills and interests. This gives students the opportunity to get to know each other on a more personal level and build friendships with those they may otherwise not talk to. Reflecting back, the expected outcomes from the implementation of this class puzzle is that students feel a sense of belonging, which translates into them feeling safe and supported in their learning environment. It will also foster the student-teacher relationship and enable students to build friendships with their peers as they begin to recognise that everyone is different and we need to respect that. Through creating this inclusive classroom where everyone is valued, students will become more willing and successful learners.